What's going on, guys? VigVP here. On this one today, we're going to be comparing the Gaime LightGun to the Retro Shooter Reapers, the RS3s. Let's take a look. All right, you know the drill. If you're not following me on all the socials, what are you waiting for? Be sure to follow me at Vic_VP. There's a convenient link tree link. Click it. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the Gaime versus the Retro Shooter Reapers. Now, real quick, I'm going to basically give you a shortcut. This is going to be another video. I have a long form video talking about the Gaime, the plug and play console with 4 licensed Namco games. In that video, though, I did quickly do a comparison of the Gaime to the Reapers. So I figured instead of you watching that long video, you could watch this video in case you wanted a comparison of the two. Basically, what you're going to see next is what I said in the long form video. Now, to make things short and sweet, again, Gaime is not trying to take over the LightGun world. They're not trying to be the next best LightGun. So this comparison is pointless. I just wanted to show off, like, sizing, the weight, the pedal, the rumble/recoil of the Gaime versus the Retro Shooter Reaper. So that's really the point of this video, or I should say the part of the video that I started discussing this. Without further ado, let's take a look at the comparison of the Gaime LightGun versus the Retro Shooter Reaper. All right, now real quick, let's do a quick comparison of the Gaime LightGun versus the Retro Shooter Reaper. So I did shoot some B-roll real quick. We could at least see them kind of side by side. You could take a look at the size and such. In all honesty, as far as size-wise, these are identical as far as length, width, height, depth, whatever you want to call it. These are identical. They're very close. Again, Gaime made their LightGun based on the actual Namco LightGun. So they're pretty comparable and such. Only big thing to really note is the weight. This is, again, the Retro Shooter Reapers. This one right here is actually Gen 1. Gen 2 is the same, just has an extra button on it. But the weight of a Gen 1, I mean, it's very, very much different. It's not because of the USB cord. It's just the actual weight of the gun. This is hefty. This right here, I would say this is a little bit heavier than an aim track. If you ever played with the aim tracks, non-recoil, this one's a little bit heavier. Now, this is funny to record, but I did want to show off the recoil comparison. Keep in mind, again, the Gaime, it's a rumble. So I basically put the microphone and I put the gun on the counter, the table, and just let it rumble. You kind of hear the rumble on the table, and then I move the microphone close. So let's watch real quick this awkward video I took of the rumble. Now, again, that right there is the recoil of the Gaime. The Retro Shooter Reaper, when you reload, it does a rumble. That's not recoil per se. So basically, I wanted to compare the rumble of the Reaper, which I don't know if you could hear that right now, but versus the Gaime. Again, keep in mind, 5 volts versus 24 volts. Well, there's your awkward video of the rumble. Again, on the Gaime, the rumble is the recoil. So when you pull the trigger, it rumbles. Whereas the Retro Shooter Reaper, the rumble is the reload. So whenever you right-click on the PC, it activates the rumble, reload. But the recoil on the Reaper is that 24-volt sliding recoil. So I'm going to show you real quick the awkward video I recorded of that. Now, you might not totally hear it, but yes, I'm holding down the trigger. I have Steel Gunner running, so it's just constantly vibrating. That right there is the full auto recoil on the Gaime. And now let's take a look at the full auto recoil on the Reaper. Yes, that's the Reaper. So again, you have the option for single shot. So even if I hold down the trigger, it only fires once, or you could go full auto, just like that. So there's your recoil comparison of the Gaime versus the Reaper. Again, 5-volt rumble versus 24-volt rumble and solenoid. Now, real quick, let's take a look at the actual foot pedals. Again, this right here is the Gaime foot pedal for Time Crisis. This right here is the Retro Shooter Reaper foot pedal. So I'll be really honest, I like the pedal on this. Also very convenient, it's got the nice rubber stop. So when you put this on the floor, it doesn't slide. The Reapers have that as well, but you could notice there's no clicking sound at all on this pedal. Really nice, whereas the Reaper has a click. You can also kind of see it there, like this is a little bit wider and shorter. This one is taller and skinnier. So solid stuff. Either way, it's a pedal. It's just a simple button. Again, this right here on the Gaime, it can only be used on Time Crisis. No games have reload, so there's no real point of using this. I will actually probably load up Steel Gunner and see if I could play one player Steel Gunner and this will launch the missiles, but there's really no point of that. Now, real quick, I'm gonna throw in the B-roll that I shot of the pedals. Again, you can see there as far as when they're sitting side by side, not really one is higher than the other, so it's really great for your ankles and such. Like I mentioned, one is taller and skinnier, and one is wider and shorter. So foot pedals, solid. So awesome stuff. You're able to see the Gaime versus the Retro Shooter Reapers. Again, this isn't a comparison video. I just wanted to show off basically a different alternative to a light gun. But now keep in mind, Gaime, they are not trying to take over the light gun world. They're not trying to become the newest and greatest light gun. So it's not really a fair comparison. Gaime is offering you a plug and play console with light guns and no need for sensors. So just keep that in mind. I don't want to make this compare which gun is better. That's not really what the point of this video is. We're just talking about Gaime on this. But I just want to show off at least anybody that's thinking about, you know, the Reapers or Gunfire versus the Gaime. This also goes into the realm of modding now. Would you purchase the Gaime to mod? I'll be brutally honest, I don't think you should be purchasing this if you have intentions to mod it. I don't want to say the word I wouldn't bother, but I would not bother. For the amount of money that you're paying for this, you could get 2 sliding recoil Reapers with 2 foot pedals for a little bit more money. Now, keep in mind, granted, that's just for the light guns, and the Reapers do offer like 2 games with this little console. Whereas this right here, you're getting 4 licensed Namco games. It's not really a fair comparison. But again, if you're the type that's watching this video and saying, hey, can I get this to mod? I said it in the video during the summer, you don't want to mod this. And same thing when it comes to the console that comes with this. I don't see that being moddable. All right, so check it out. We're back in the basement. I now have my Bivic 55-inch arcade set up. I have the Gaime connected to it and such, but I want to show on camera, I'm going to actually calibrate the gun. So I'll be honest, I started playing with this unit on this TV, and you know, this is where I kind of mentioned earlier about the crosshair jerking around. Then I decided to go up to my projector and see how that goes. So I just want to do this live on camera. We're going to do a calibration. This part of the video, I'm thinking basically I'm going to run each game. We'll probably play for about 5 minutes. And then I'm going to play the same game using my LightGun PC arcade setup with the Reapers. This way we could just kind of see it. It's not going to be a totally fair comparison because I have my games such as Time Crisis set to like full screen stretch and stuff. So right now I calibrated on camera. I'm going to just keep my hand steady. So you kind of see the crosshair on the left. And it's pretty good. As you can see right there, it just moved a little bit to the left. Let's run Time Crisis. I got the foot pedal in. I'm not really going to do 2 players because Steel Gunner 1 and 2, you know, with the crosshairs on the screen, I could easily show you that on my arcade setup. But yeah, we'll take the time here. We'll just kind of compare Time Crisis Gaime version versus Time Crisis on my LightGun build and stuff. So we're gonna insert some coins here. Again, I have the pedal plugged in, and we're gonna see how this goes. As you could see real quick, I actually turned off a lot of LED lights here. I have this one light that's at least illuminating me. Doesn't look like it's affecting me. I had other lights, and a little bit, honestly, it wasn't that good. So I was kind of thinking maybe the LEDs, especially with my like trim on the ceiling, maybe was affecting the accuracy. That's really why I went and bought the system up to my 120-inch screen. After I showed you that you could power the unit with the USB on the TV. Again, all in all, really fun experience. We'll probably do like 2 areas on this because I don't want to waste your time. I don't want this video to be too long, but at the end of this, we're basically going to compare this to the Reapers, meaning like the size-wise, just a visual comparison. And then I'm going to tell you and show you what I witnessed or saw when I opened up the console and when I plug this LightGun into the PC. So be sure to stick around for that. Again, enjoyable. I'm right now playing Time Crisis. Yes, my gun for IR sensors are on the screen right now, but there is no power going to them. So they are essentially not, they're not affecting the game gun because there's no power to them. All right, not bad. See, like 31%, 44 shots connected out of 140. We'll do this one last section here. Because again, Time Crisis and I feel Point Blank is going to be like really the only games to show off accuracy per se. Again, I'm going to just hold still. And you can see there, like the crosshair is, it's going. I can't really pinpoint why exactly it's doing that. But again, it was doing that also on the projector upstairs. Again, 55-inch screen, I am pretty far away. Definitely further than what I would be using my Reapers. But all in all, again, I'm having a fun time. I'm having a great experience. But again, I'm not shooting that well, even with the crosshair on. I feel like I'd probably be shooting better if I had the crosshair off. But solid stuff. Let's go. We should be almost clear with this area. And then we're going to go into Point Blank, basically. Action. Come on. Get that red. Good. Yes, beautiful. I got one more part, I guess. Come on. Beautiful. Awesome. All right. Awful. 29% accuracy. But yes, there you go. All right, so check it out. We're back on the Biovic. This time, though, I am on my PC LightGun build with Dance Dance Revolution, Guitar Hero, and all. Again, Retro Shooter Reapers. It's funny, I read the comment section on either my LightGun build or a game, and they're like, oh, you know, does it have House of the Dead? Does it have, you know, Time Crisis 1, 2, 3, and 4? Unfortunately, game only has the license for 4 games. Without further ado, we're going to launch Time Crisis Mame Emulation. So it's pretty cool with the 4 games. It just needs Mame. Emulation is cool. I have the crosshair on real quick. I'm just going to hold still. There's been a kidnapping. It's Rachel. So you can at least see, comparing it to the game, how like the crosshair was jumping around. That right there, it feels like heartbeat movement, whereas the game was all over the place. Not in a bad way though. We're gonna start, we'll do area 1 with the crosshair on, and then I could just simply press tab and we're gonna remove the crosshair. Again, Retro Shooter Reaper, single shot. I also have the pedal on the floor. Here we go. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, gotta be faster than that, Vic. Also note again, Mame Emulation, full screen stretched on my setup here. Something about playing LightGun games, I like that it's full screen stretch, but as you can see, it doesn't distort my actual cursor slash LightGun. So it's not like I'm going 4:3 to 16:9. I'm able to hit this corner and aim and such. We could kind of compare the aim accuracy to the first level. Come on, peek. There it is. Time extended. Come on, come on. Again, yes, crosshair on. So a lot of people, again, that's also MAME stock crosshair. So people will consider this as cheating. But you can kind of see pinpoint, slam, 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 66. All right, real quick, I'm gonna tab. I'm gonna bring up the crosshair option. We're gonna turn that off. And now we have no crosshairs. Here we go. Beautiful. See, like I feel like I take like single shots and I'm pretty good. Good stuff, Vic. That was great. That was awesome. Took them all out. Forgot about that guy on the left, on the right. I'm getting tagged. Come on. Beautiful. You could also see, try to compare emulation. Again, game, you have the option to turn off the flash and such. So I don't really mind the flash. That's kind of how, I guess, I grew up with it. But again, you can at least kind of compare the retro shooter Reapers and PC emulation to the game. Keep in mind though, again, I do have 4 sensors on my screen. I do use the gun for IR sensors as they're very sleek. You virtually can't really see them, but there you go. No. Awesome, beautiful. There is Time Crisis. I'm gonna go back to the game and we're gonna probably launch Point Blank. We should do Point Blank next. And then we're gonna just select real quick Point Blank. Again, I don't play Point Blank. So whatever, we'll do like the first 2 games in the training section. And yeah, like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna jump cut. I most likely will. I'll jump after I just play Time Crisis. I'll bring in my PC build and we'll try to, you know, watch from there. Maybe I'll stack them so you kind of see it. So here we go. Let's get this hostage one. This is the one I'm having trouble with, especially with that crosshair. But let's see how this goes. I almost shot the hostage. And then I'll probably do also for this part, I'll hold still and I'll just fire without moving and we'll see how the crosshair reacts. Nice, beautiful. I did not hit the hostage. Cool. Awesome. Let's do, I don't know, we'll do the bottle one and I'll probably do the same route where I'm going to just hold still and not move. Let's do that. I'm going to hold still and not move on the bottle one. I'm aiming dead in the middle of the screen and here we go. I am aiming dead at the middle of the screen right now. So a little bit off to the right, but not awful. And then we'll do the parachute and we'll call it on Point Blank there. Same thing, if I kind of just aim at one spot, I'm gonna move over to the left. I'll try to actually play now. Come on, come on. Awesome, there you go. There is Point Blank. All right, we're back to my Buy Vic PC build. Let's go to P. Again, we're gonna load up Point Blank 1. Again, MAME emulation. I have it also on PS1, but we're doing MAME emulation on this. I do have the crosshairs. I do have 2 players, so I could always bring that in. I wanna do the same, well, it's different training stages actually. Oh, okay. It's gonna be a little bit hard to show that, I guess. But again, crosshair on. You can see I'm holding still. Again, no reload on this. I should have probably tested to, oh, I hit the bomb. I actually wanted the same games, honestly, but this is okay. Again, people will consider using the crosshair. You are cheating, Vic. That is cheating. All right, let's tab and let's get rid of the crosshair. Beautiful. We'll take out player 2's crosshair while we're at it. Awesome. Give me this squid. Again, no need for the pedal on this. It's just a single shot game. This is actually pretty nice. I could actually Oh, I just missed one. Oh. Come on, come on. Beautiful. That felt good. That was honestly, I could do better. I'm not an expert marksman, but that was pretty solid. We could bring in player 2 while we're at it. Again, sliding recoil on that. Again, player 2 on the right, player 2 on the left. Dual wielding. Beautiful. Awesome. Point blank, dual wielding, retro shooter reapers. Like I said, I wanted to play the actual hostage game if possible. We'll just run I don't even know what to do here. What are we doing here? I guess it's like 1, 2, 3. It is. You definitely can't dual wield this. What do I need? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, come on. Oh, not bad. But there's a good idea of it. I'm kind of hoping that the hostage part is going to come up here. Try the beginner game. Thank you. Beginner game average. Game over. Let's see. Should I go training stage again? Oh, it does. It changes up. All right, it's different every time. All right, whatever. I'm going to bring in player 2. You have been challenged. Cool. I guess we just got to shoot the... Reload. Nope, we're empty. Cool. There you go. Point blank. Let's go check out Steel Gunner. Steel Gunner 1 and 2 we'll breeze through real quick because again, that's just a game that has the crosshair on. You know, you can't really compare. The only thing I would say is that my PC build, it's a full screen stretch. So take that info with what you will. But we're gonna enter some coins on Steel Gunner. This has a very long intro, but that's a-okay. Try to skip it, try to skip it. Awesome, beautiful. Again, Steel Gunner 1 and 2, simple game as you have a crosshair. Then again, though, Time Crisis, I had the crosshair on and I wasn't doing too good, but that's just probably me. I mean, awesome. That's Steel Gunner 1. Again, it's simple stuff. We could fire the missiles so you can see the comparison. Firing missiles, awesome. Again, Steel Gunner 1 and 2 is just a simple game, so not much accuracy needed on Steel Gunner 1 and 2. Let's bring in Steel Gunner 2, and then we'll do probably a close-up on the guns versus the Reaper, and then we'll talk about and show you what happens when you plug this gun in to the PC. All right, Steel Gunner 2, coin up. Skip this, yes, yes, yes. Awesome. So again, Steel Gunner 2. Something about Steel Gunner 2 that the crosshair doesn't shake that much. Doesn't move around that much like the other games. But I wouldn't make that like an official call per se. Again, Steel Gunner 2. Basically just holding down the trigger and having fun. Blasting away. Cool. Awesome. All right, we're back on the buy Vic. We're going to go to S. We're going to head on down to Steel Gunner. Again, we have Steel Gunner 1 and 2. Like I mentioned before, Mame Emulation. I think I have crosshairs on this. I don't. Good stuff. We're going to insert some coins. Let's press start. So it's kind of cool with this. It's going to get loud. But for about 30 seconds, I'll do the full auto on the Reapers. And I will bring in player 2 for this because why not? It's a very simple game. Insert my coins, press start. Same thing, we'll go full auto on this. Again, you can see it there. I'm gonna hold steady. Again, Steel Gunner. As you can see, PC emulation, retro shooter Reapers. I have a full screen stretch. Beautiful. I'm gonna silence my my Reapers with a nice convenient switch. And now we could basically just game like the game. The game again had that rumble and solid stuff. As you can see again, I can hold still. Crosshair's not moving much. Very cool. Simple stuff. Again, Steel Gunner 1 and 2, just a simple game. We have the buttons to shoot and throw the bombs. I could use the pedal to throw that bomb if I want, which I just press the button there. Awesome stuff. Cool. Gua. It's a gua, gua. Cool. There you go. Steel Gunner on the PC, Mame emulation. All right, we're back on the BiVic. We're gonna run Steel Gunner 2. We're gonna press start on the LightGun. We're gonna activate full auto. Again, Steel Gunner 1 and 2, they already have crosshairs built in and such. Let's insert some coins and we'll get our game on. Again, Retro Shooter Reapers, sliding recoil set to full auto basically. Without further ado, I'm gonna hold up crosshairs. So you kind of see, no shaking, no stuttering. Also note the distance. I can move up a little bit if I have to. Purposely doing that. Beautiful. Let's remove the sliding recoil before I wake up the kiddo and the wife. And simple, I could use the bombs. That's button B or the right mouse click on my PC build. Awesome. Again, if I hold still, you could see there, again, holding, dual wielding 2 Retro Shooter Reapers. Not much stutter and jiggle. Awesome stuff. Not bad, right? I figure a comparison of these games versus the game to PC emulation, not too bad. Oh no, I shot the civilians. Oh no. Awesome. Again, Steel Gunner 2 Mame emulation on the PC.